Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Black Liberation Tech podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Renée Jordan, and today we are going to pick up where we left off with the Ag STEM Career Discovery Lab with Janiyah GPT. So let's go ahead and get started. I've jotted down my answers on the Word document, so now I'm good to keep going. All right, step number 2, explore Ag STEM careers. Now that you've reflected on your interest, it's time to explore the vast and exciting world of Ag STEM careers. This step provides examples across key sectors to inspire your journey. Review the list and jot down any sectors or careers that stand out to you. You may include these in your exploration in step 3. We're getting closer. All right, so plant, soil, and environmental systems. So we have agronomist, soil scientist, plant geneticist, plant pathologist, precision agriculture specialist, crop consultant, sustainable agriculture specialist, urban agriculture manager, conservation scientist, agroecologist. All right. Under animal and veterinary sciences, we have veterinarian, veterinarian technician, animal nutritionist, animal geneticist, livestock production specialist, poultry scientist, dairy scientist, aquaculture specialist, wildlife biologist, animal welfare specialist. We also have AI, technology, and data. We have agricultural data scientist, precision agriculture analyst, AI research scientist, machine learning engineer, agricultural robotics engineer, drone operations specialist, GIS analyst. I'm glad I'm going through this because this is something I need to spell out. So it's geographic information systems analyst. And so we were able to use GIS systems in my graduate school at Georgia State University when I was going for my degree in public policy while taking a look at urban demography. And we use those systems in order to view information from the US Census Bureau so we could see different census units, tracts, and get information about those units to understand different topics. So I'll leave it at that. So GIS analyst, remote sensing specialist, smart farming systems designer, agricultural software developer. Next, we have climate, sustainability, and community impact. Climate scientist, environmental engineer, water resource specialist, environmental data analyst, renewable energy specialist, food systems planner, okay, sustainability coordinator, environmental justice advocate, community resilience planner, ooh, carbon management specialist, okay. Let's keep going. Food, health, and nutrition, food scientist, food safety specialist, public health nutritionist, food supply chain analyst, agricultural economist, food product developer, consumer behavior research, health informatics specialist, agricultural policy analyst, global food security specialist. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to select 2 that caught my eye. It doesn't say how many, but I'll tell you this community resilience planner caught my eye. So I'm going to copy that one down in my Word document. And this is under Explore Ag Careers. All right. And then Global Food Security Specialist. This is interesting to me because food security is very important. People knowing that they have access to fresh fruits, vegetables, and quality meat is something that I want to take a look at. Okay, in terms of exploring. This is definitely an exploration for me. Okay, so let's keep moving. Step Three, build your career discovery prompt. Crafting an effective prompt is key to unlocking Janiyah GPT's full potential. The more context you provide, the more tailored and insightful its responses will be from the AI. Okay, use the template below to structure your thoughts and interest into a clear request. And here we have a button that will take you to a strong prompt. This is something that is also found in the intro guide. And the big idea is to make sure that you provide context, make sure you provide data and action. So I went through that before. I'm not going to go through it again. Feel free to go back to the Intro to Janiyah GPT workshop episode. Okay, so your prompt template. Copy and paste the structure below into Janiyah GPT, replacing the placeholders with your context, personal interests, aspirations, and what you jotted down in steps 1 to 2. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. I'm going to head over to Janiyah GPT. You can get to her by clicking the link here. So here we have Janiyah GPT, as you can see, by Renée Jordan, an AI literacy and career coach, co-pilot, and personal learning assistant to learners and professionals in the Black Liberation Tech ecosystem. For the best experience, start by sharing a little context. Janiyah will usually ask a few follow-up questions before giving recommendations. So I'm going to start off by pasting the prompt there. And it says, "Hi, Janiyah. I am a rising. For the purpose of this engagement, I'm going to say 10th grader. You all know I have my PhD and I'm done with school. That means terminal degree. Terminal degree means it is finished. You've gone as far as you can. Congratulations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in 10th grader, interested in, so I have my interests here. So I'm going to copy technology, art and design, helping people, and paste it here. I'm going to actually put it in brackets and then make the adjustment in terms of putting in commas, taking out extra bullets and things of that nature. Okay. Okay, so that part where I answered the questions that would deepen my reflection. So deepen your reflection, I'm going to copy that next set of information. And once again, I'm going to use brackets to indicate that this information was inserted and should be considered. Okay, so I've entered in that information. And the next part of the prompt says, I also care about, so what else do I care about? I'm going to take part of the deepen your reflection and add that to what I also care about. And then, and want to learn more about, this is where I'm going to put the Explore Ag STEM careers. I'm going to put those two responses in this space here. All right. And I'm going to clean this up just a little bit, and then I'll read it back to you. Okay. So as you can see, my prompt is a little long, but don't let that intimidate you. It will definitely make it more interesting. So let's take a look. Hi, Janiyah. I am a rising 10th grader interested in technology, art and design, and helping people. Just as an FYI, if you are a 10th grader, you should have your parents' permission to use Janiyah GPT, preferably that they're sitting right next to you, that this is a family event and affair. The reason that is important is because Janiyah GPT is a tool, but also it is a tool that generates information, and you want to make sure that your parents have an understanding of the information that's being given to you. For example, you go to school, you have different classes. At any point in time, your parent can have a parent-teacher conference. Your parent can ask to see your homework. Your parent can ask you, what are you learning in school? And also, there are expectations when you're going to school, whether it is a public school, private school, charter school, Montessori school. There's an understanding about the type of information that you're learning as a result of the standards they share on the site of the school, the site of the Board of Education, all of these things. When we're talking about artificial intelligence, there's not a standard. It's pulling information from the internet every which way. Some of the information might be wrong. All of the information is biased, even Janiyah GPT. So Janiyah GPT is a little different than Chat GPT because she has data that I have given to her for her to consider when she provides a response. But that does not erase the fact that the information will be biased, meaning it will be pushed towards a specific way of thinking. It's going to be pushed towards the data that is available on the internet, which will not always include those who have been marginalized unless you specifically provided instruction to consider those who are traditionally marginalized. Now, I've set up Janiyah GPT so that she considers Latinas, Afro-Latinas, and Black women. However, the reason I'm also running this test is to see what she comes up with and ends up saying, so that when I'm doing the training with the students, I have an idea of the types of responses that they are getting, or I can say that I have practiced it, I have used it, I have considered what comes out of her as a result of the prompts, and if the prompts need to be adjusted so that the responses are of a higher quality, I can do that before I get to the workshop. So that's where we are today. So note, if you're a 10th grader, if you're younger than 18, you should not be using ChatGPT, Gemini, any of those things by yourself. And you should not be using any of those things without your parents' consent, permission, and you need to share with them what you're doing and the type of information that is coming out. And yeah, I want you to consider, even though she speaks the language that you use, consider Janiyah GPT a stranger. So anything that you would not feel comfortable sharing with a stranger, don't share that with her. And also treat the information that you receive from Janiyah as if you're getting it from a stranger and be like, okay, thank you. And then you go and you look it up and you make sure that it is quality. You also may need to refine and ask more questions in order to get closer to what you're looking for. With all that being said, let's go ahead and read the prompt. So, hi Janiyah. I am a rising 10th grader interested in technology, art, and design, and helping people. I enjoy learning about artificial intelligence on my own. I would like to help people solve their challenges and pain points by using AI as an assistant, specifically training them on prompt engineering in ways they have not considered previously. I also care about, and in that space, I included in my community, AI literacy matters the most to me, future impact as it relates to the future. I want to enhance and advance the opportunities that people in my community have to explore AI and other emerging technologies. Okay, so that is what I care about. The next part of the statement, and want to learn more about, this is what I have within those brackets: community resilience planner and global food security specialist. So this is the final part of the prompt. Suggest 3 ag STEM careers that align with these interests and explain what someone in each role actually does in regular, everyday language. All right, I'm going to copy and paste this prompt so I can save it. Okay, so let's go ahead and push this send prompt button and see what Janiyah comes up with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push pause here and we'll come back next week and pick up where we left off. With all of that being said, thank you for listening to another episode of the BlackLiberation.Tech podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Renée Jordan. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and share, rate, and review the podcast to help it become more discoverable. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.